quiet the mind and rise above.
They're videotaping me today, so hopefully I can use it. I trust you. I trust you implicitly. And you are watching for boogers, double chins, and my collar, right? Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's so good to be here. I recognize a few faces. It's so good to see you. It's nice to see a familiar face when I'm so far from home. I'm from the St. Louis area. And I met Reverend Anna in Kansas City. I performed for the Ministers' Conference at the Unity Temple in Kansas City, and she said, "Hey, I'm going to the Holy Land in January. Will you come be me?" And I was like, "Yeah, totally." But you never know. You never know if they're really going to ask you to do it, and she did. And I was like, "Well, I guess I better go." Right? So, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Summer Osborne. Most people look at me, they can't tell I'm a lesbian. They think I'm a dude. But then I open my mouth and a few hand gestures later and they say, "Oh, that guy's gay." You did, I know. What they don't know is that I'm a gay man trapped in a white lesbian body. It's complicated. Don't try to figure that out. A lot of gyrations. So, a lot of labels flying around. Some of them stick. When all you need to know to distinguish me from another is my name. Summer Lachey Osborne, the name given to me by my mother and father, the name attached to the soul that came into this body that I have finally learned to love. I am so happy to be here. I figured out that I am all genders. I'm all sexualities. I represent the L, the G, the B, the T, the Q, the I, the elemental P, everything outside, around, and in between. I represent humanity. I do not come to you from an exclusive organized religion, but I'm full of soul and spirit. And I'm all the colors of the rainbow, therefore I am the bright, bright light of love. And so are you, and so are you, and so are you, and you, and you, and you. Welcome to the Summer Osborne experience. Various names with limitless bounds to carry us beginnings from hurtless rounds. I came from the dust and made such a sound that all the God and gotta see his head to make the trip down to earth to see what they had in me. Ages upon ages, I studied the laws of life and how love could be supported. In one life I was born and raised an unwanted child, and in the next I was aborted. Oh, grace comes swiftly yet undefined. You can name her, but you cannot assign. Only it's drawn in every place. She comes home, grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh, when that yeah. So listen up closely, 'cause I've got a message for you. I've been given the gift of music because music is what people listen to. We all have a common purpose, regardless the hand you've been dealt. You didn't come here to fix a broken world. You came here to learn to love yourself. Oh, grace comes swiftly, yes, undefined. You can name her, but you cannot assign all the extraordinary places. She comes home, grace comes on her. Grace comes on her. Lessons in the calamity. There is beauty in the breaking. There's peace beyond the infirmity. Where there is magic in the making. Strip yourself away from the ways of the world. It It is only an illusion, my child. They told you you had to suffer to be sure when you only have to smile. You only have to smile to be sure. You only have to smile to know. You only have to smile. You only have to, Grace comes swiftly at undefined. You can name her, but you cannot assign all the extraordinary places she calls home. Grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh. Thank you. I'm fighting a cold, but I'm winning. So, as I said, I do have CDs for sale out here. You know, I take cash, I take checks, I take credit cards, I barter. Show me what you got. It's whatever. My most recent album is called Spiritual Revolution. I most recently made the lifelong commitment. That's a lifelong commitment, okay? Totally. Because I believe that's what we are experiencing now in this time. We take in new thoughts and ideas about everything known to humankind. Industry, technology, medicine, education, economics, music, entertainment, art, even politics. The one thing we still look at archaically is religion or spirituality. From the Latin spiritus, to breathe. What gives you breath? To expand and to release. When I talk about a revolution, I'm not talking about revolting. I'm talking about a turn. Like the Industrial Revolution. Pre-Industrial Revolution, there was some industry a little bit, but not a lot. And then it seemed like overnight, it took a turn and there was industry everywhere. People all over the world are waking up, asking what is my purpose, right? Look, our most modern train uses a standard gauge, or track width. It's used as American standard because it was the British who moved over here, and it was a British standard. And they're the ones who built the railways. It was adopted as a British standard because they already had the carriage tooling to make that axle size. And they used that axle size for their carriages to fit the grooves that were already in the roads. Well, British roads used to be Roman roads. Chariots made those grooves. Chariots were sized for 2 horses. So our most modern transportation cannot escape what was perfect for 2 horses. Just like our thinking is shaped by old thoughts. The spiritual revolution urges us to reassess everything we thought we already knew. We continue down millennia-old ruts without even realizing that the reason for the rule has disappeared. Good and bad, right and wrong, these are words made up by people that we attach qualities to. And these qualities change over time and space, from culture to culture, from generation to generation. At some point, you have to realize that truth is fluid. You know, I could just say whatever the hell I want, or I could shut my mouth. Mama said, if it ain't nice, it's a better idea to just think twice. It's your First Amendment, girl, but don't wear it out. It's the acquisition to the proposition built up of the politics and pieces of old-time religion. And no offense, but there's no sense in calling it God. When you call the church a building, the consequence of filling it up with people willing to buy what they're selling is you won't get no Jesus at all. No, you won't get no Jesus at all. We need an evolution, revolution for the love of love, a new constitution, a proclamation for emancipation from the self-imposed hell of an ego-driven nation. I will reach out and touch you even when they tell me not to, 'cause I believe when push comes to shove, we all suffer from a lack of real love. And I watch us do the same things over and over again and make a mess of it. Mama said, what's the probable cause? Stop beating your head against that wall. It's not about where you fell, it's where you slipped. And the problematic issue with dogmatic inquisition is it makes you rigid to the love already given, so your projections are misassigned and self-fulfilled. When the spell that you've been under crashes with a thunder, you stop to look around and it makes you wonder, why have you been running uphill? Oh, and why do you keep running uphill? We need an evolution, revolution for the love of love, a new constitution, a proclamation for emancipation from the self-imposed hell of an ego-driven nation. I will reach out and touch you even when they tell me not to, 'cause I believe when push comes to shove, we all suffer from a lack of real love. Yeah. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not judge, it is not blind. I was lost, but now I see real love comes from me. Revolution for the love of love, a new constitution, a proclamation for emancipation from the self-imposed hell of an ego-driven nation. I will reach out and touch you even when they tell me not to, 'cause I believe when push comes to shove, we all suffer from a lack of real love. With this evolution comes change, right? That's the nature of evolution. And then at some point, we have to understand that we're all just souls in earth suits, trying to figure out this human experience. And when we were born into this life, we weren't given an instruction manual on how to navigate it. And let's be honest, our parents didn't get a manual for us either. And they could screw it up like it was their job. Right? So we come into a world with no experience, no knowledge of it really. We take this world on faith. We're taught how to be human by the things and events and the people around us. Schools, churches, television, media, family, the internet, Facebook. Thumbs up, Facebook. Snapchat, I still don't understand it. I think it's because I'm in my 40s now. I don't understand the Snapchat. Do you use the Snapchat? But you don't use the Snapchat? It's like my niece and nephew, I guess. I don't know. It's a thing. Where was I? I'm totally ADD. Right, we're taught how to be human by all these things, right? But whatever you were experiencing at that time is what you put your faith in. So now, through no fault of our own really, we have an entire planet of generations of people who view their model of the world through a set of core beliefs that are faulty. So spiritual revolution asks us to unlearn some things. It's time to unlearn some things. We've been conditioned, we've been programmed to believe certain things. Unlearn that the measure of love is loss. That if something didn't turn out the way you expected it to, you must have done something wrong. Or they must have done something wrong. Or whatever you're experiencing, whatever has unfolded was anything but right. Unlearn that test scores measure your worth. Unlearn shame. Unlearn blame. Because the truth is, when you were born with the potential of the entire spectrum. Even as you sit here now, you hold the potential of the entire spectrum. But someone a long, long time ago told you otherwise, and you believed them. Unlearn the limitations that we are so conditioned to believe. But most importantly, don't forget to be kind to yourself. Forget what they told you. Forget what they said. Forget all the lies and the stories that you make up in your head. 'Cause it ain't a question of things working out. Everything will unfold as it does without a doubt. But you've survived your life up to this point, every obstacle and disappointment. So don't try to pretend that this is the end. You are so much more than you give yourself credit for. So take it easy, baby. It's okay. Everything's a cycle, and this too shall pass away. So do what you can for the moment, but your worrying won't help. And don't forget to be kind to yourself. Oh, don't forget to be kind to yourself. Oh, 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 oh. Maybe you're tired, maybe you're lost, maybe you're worried about the future or the past for what it cost. But did you know you have all that you need? Every tool required to set yourself free. If you want it, go get it, the time is now. You only take what you allow, so don't try to pretend that this is the end. You are so much more than you give yourself credit for. So take it easy, baby. It's okay. Everything's a cycle, and this too shall pass away. So do what you can for the moment, but your worrying won't help. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Oh, oh, don't forget to be kind to yourself. You're pushing too hard against this door. But if there were a drought, you'd be praying for rain. Baby, don't you know that is what your feet are for? To stand still until the storm passes by, or dig a new well when the water runs dry. Balance, that is what you're aiming for. So take it easy, baby. It's okay. Everything's a cycle, and this too shall pass away. So do what you can for the moment, but your worrying won't help. And don't forget to be kinder to yourself. Oh, don't forget to be kind to yourself. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm probably going to move here. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I do love Texas. Every time I come, I get super happy. Fills me up. It does. I'm trying to get used to this thing. I like it though because I can move around, right? I'm not beholden to a microphone stand. Oh, what was I doing? Right. So as we move along, walk through our world and navigate this shifting, because, things are changing. I don't know if you've been paying attention, right? And we're struggling in our communities even. I see it, I play and perform all over the North American continent, honestly. I play, and for communities that span the entire spectrum. Christian, pagan, atheist, Democrat, Republican, neither. Gay, straight, black, white, doesn't matter. We are all struggling with each other within our communities. Because change is, challenging, right? But you and I both know it looks like a crap show, right? It's like a circus. So an idea that I would like to present to you is the idea of transcendence. We're evolving whether you like it or not, right? So the idea of transcendence is not that we turn our backs on everything that was. It's not giving up on every right ritual process. It's not destroying the foundations on what we were structured. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel as long as the wheel's still functional, right? Transcendence is just letting go of the things that are obviously not working anymore and supporting the best of what is. Okay, there are plenty of people out there telling you like it is. I'm here to tell you how it can be. We can employ our humanity skills. We can engage our power, not the boisterous alpha display of hierarchy. I'm talking about real power, the kind that's enigmatic, the kind that's inconspicuous, the kind that can embrace a soul without it even knowing and love it into wholeness. We can create a tipping point that slides us directly into the path of our own greatness. We can become a society that changes the way we see ourselves and our future and operate from that point of view. What is it we are actually gathering around as a community? This planet is made up of continents, made up of nations, made up of states and provinces, made up of municipalities, made up of communities. Communities made up of us's. It starts right here. It's the microcosm of the macrocosm. And we can consciously and then collectively shift the climate. We can change. Listen, there was a time that you could not walk, and then there was a time that you could. The ground didn't change. You changed. There was a time that you could not speak, and then there was a time that you could. The language didn't change. You changed. You transcended the limitations of silence. You transcended the limitations of crawling. At one point, it carried you, and then eventually you realized it was binding you to the ground. So you transcended into walking, and then into running. And when we figure out that common thread of what it is we all desire, we will fly. It is time to transcend the limitations that we are so conditioned to believe, and it is time to take responsibility for the energy we bring to an experience. It's a call for revolution, but not one that requires us to revolt, but one that is asking us to turn. Because change is happening, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether or not you approve. One of two things will happen. You'll either walk with it mindfully, or you will be dragged. But if we want to tip the scales in favor of life itself, if we want to propel the momentum towards love, then we have to understand we don't have to agree on all the details in order to be moving in the same direction. Do not confuse unity with uniformity. Our control in the way this whole thing goes lies in your power of choice. Will you be a light, or will you be a vacuum? I choose light. You feel a burning in your chest. You know you're different than the rest. Sometimes it makes it feel like you could cry. When you're looking at the world through the heart that's on your sleeve, rather than your saline eyes. Sometimes it scares you to death. Sometimes it stops you in your tracks. Sometimes it makes it feel like you're pushing for nothing. But then everything gets quiet, and the world moves in slow motion. And that little voice inside you whispers, do something. This is your call. You're called to be the one who will inspire, climb mountains, start a fire that shines brighter than the sun. And you will not waver, you will stand tall, you will be brave. You're gonna be the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. And this is your call, yes. This is your call, yes. You hear the thunder in your voice. You know you have no other choice but to open up your mouth and just let it fly. When you look down at your hands and you know the best laid plans are the ones that push you up from deep inside. And they'll try to make you believe that you cannot question what you see. But you should just lay low. But no one's ever sown a seed without breaking up the ground. And no one's ever made history by settling for status quo. This is your call. You're called to be the one who will inspire, climb mountains, start a fire that shines brighter than the sun. And you will not waver, you will stand tall, you will be brave. You're gonna be the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. And this is your call, yes. This is your call, yes. So be the love, and love will be the change you want to see. United we will stand, but divided we will fall. So I will stand with you till there's liberty and justice for all. This is your call. You're called to be the one who will inspire, climb mountains, start a fire that shines brighter than the sun. And you will not waver, you will stand tall, you will be brave. You're gonna be the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. You're able, you're willing, you're strong. You are able, you're willing, you're strong. And this is your call, yes. Listen to me, child, this is your call. 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 Thank you. I got one more. Are we good? Are we okay? I got one more. Is that all right? I mean, I just sing and talk, and I don't even ever pay attention. And I got a Fitbit, so I could pay attention, and I never use it. But I know how many steps I've taken for the day. I don't, you know. So then, a Japanese scientist, Dr. Masaru Emoto, performed an experiment with water. You heard of him? You know what I'm talking about? God, that's why I love Unity churches. So you know you got, me too. Got the book. Yeah, me too. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can put it in the Google machine. It'll tell you. He performed an experiment with water. He took samples from rivers and lakes, oceans, tap water, bottled water, all kinds of water. And he separated them into two groups. On one group, he attached words of love. On the other group, he attached hateful words. For every single sample with loving words attached, they froze into beautiful crystals when he looked at it under a microscope. Every single sample with hateful words attached, every single sample froze into ugly blobs of crap. Every time. Time after time after time after time. And it makes me wonder, if our bodies are 70% water, You do the math, or the science, the whatever. What are our words and our thoughts doing to ourselves and each other on a biological, molecular level? Right? That's the one thing that we don't think about. People are so worried about guns and how easy they are to obtain, or if someone's going to take them away from us. The one thing we use every day that we're not paying attention to is our words. We're using our words as weaponry. And they're more insidious because they come from the inside, and it can take just a sentence for a kill shot. Or it can be sprayed willy-nilly and just hit every innocent passerby in the vicinity. So I wrote this song, like I do. It's a song I'm pretty sure was gifted to me by my mother, who died like 11 years ago. But it sounds just like her, because when I wrote it, I put it away. Like, it was punching me on the inside of my forehead in the middle. I was going to sleep, trying to sleep. And finally I was like, fine, I'll get up, I'll write it down. And I wrote it down, and I was like, that's dumb. That was my first thought, was because it was not unlike anything I'd ever written. The style, the type, the words, whatever. But it sounded just like my mother. She was an elementary music teacher. So it's simple in lyrics, the chorus. It's simple in chord structure, and we're going to sing it together because I have the words right there. Because one of these days, you're going to wake up just a little bit different. Because evolution happens, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether or not you approve. And it feels like we're moving backwards sometimes, but we're not, because that's not how time moves. It's like Mercury in retrograde. It looks like it's moving backwards, but it's not, because that's not how planets move. If they did, we'd be thrown out into outer space, right? It feels like, it looks like, sometimes it seems like that we're moving backwards, but we're not. We're consciously evolving, we're consciously changing, and it's painful sometimes. But one of these days you're going to wake up just a little bit different, and you're going to realize that it'd be in your best interest to recognize the role that we play in this universal experience. It would benefit your highest purpose to be consciously aware of your connection to all that is. And when that day comes, it will be the day that you finally realize that you are not separate. You are a being of light. You know what that means? It means that you're not broken, and you can never be destroyed. And that standing against anything is not rising up, but standing for love is where we transcend. And we were built for transcendence, people. We were designed for greatness. Greatness is not reserved for the diamonds in the rough, or the one who physically works the hardest or perseveres the most. None of that, some of that matters in some of the cases, but mostly greatness is not reserved for anyone. Greatness is open to everyone. So when we sing this song, and it's important to note, before I was a superstar, I was a teacher, okay? And my mother was a teacher. My grandmother was a teacher. I come from a long line of teachers, y'all. So we'll do this over and over again until I like what I hear. That's not true. I won't do that. I'm just kidding. But you might want to at least move your mouth, else I'll call you out in front of all your friends. That's not true. I won't do that either. I won't. But when you do sing the words, direct the intention of them to yourself. Okay? The song was meant to heal you. I am here. I am whole as I am. I am safe. I am loved as I am. I am grateful and I'm free. I am as perfect as can be. I am here. I am whole as I am. Nothing can illuminate the darkness like a serenade. Nothing can make peace like a song. We've got a ways to go, but then we're closer than we've ever been. So let's walk together on and on. I am here, I am whole. You sound fabulous. As I am, I am safe, I am loved as I am. I am grateful and I'm free. I'm as perfect as can be. I am here, I am whole as I am. I propose a family that looks a lot like you and me, including all the people that we love. Then we'll take a photograph of everybody as they laugh, put it in the book entitled Us. I am here, I am whole as I am. You make me so happy. I am safe, I am loved as I am. I am grateful and I'm free. I'm as perfect as can be. I am here, I am whole as I am. It may seem just like a song, it may seem just like a thought, but it soon will take hold and become a truth that's taught for generations and generations and generations. I am here, I am whole as I am. I am safe, I am loved as I am. I am grateful and I'm free. I'm as perfect as can be. I am here, I am whole as I am. One more time, one more time. I am here, I am whole as I am. I am safe, I am loved as I am. Oh, just as I am. I am grateful and I'm free. I'm so grateful. I'm as perfect as can. There is nothing wrong with me. I am here. I am whole as I am. Oh, just as I am. I am here. I am whole as I am. Oh, thank you. That was amazing. Oh my gosh, there it is again. I'm moving here. That's it. I live here now. Thank you, thank you.